Hey guys, happy Monday. I'm so excited because we are starting our ocean unit today. And each day, a different teacher is going to teach you about a certain ocean animal. And then you'll have a art project type thing to go with it and some worksheets to go with it. And then you'll just have your normal math pages. So I am going to start teaching you today about sharks. So I have this cool book called So Cool Sharks. And this is a learning book, so it tells us lots of awesome facts about sharks. Who's that fearsome fish cruising just beneath the surface? This one is a blue shark. It's a shark, one of the world's oldest and fiercest fish. This one is the great white shark. It says, who you callin' old? Sharks have some serious skills. Spinner sharks can leap 5 feet in the air. Great white sharks have a bite 4 times stronger than lions. And mako sharks can zip through the water at 60 miles an hour. Let's face it, sharks are so cool. There's the great white shark again. Sharks live in every ocean. Bull sharks can even swim in freshwater rivers. But don't worry, not our rivers close to us because we don't live close enough to an ocean. But in some rivers close to oceans, they do swim up the freshwater rivers a little bit. Fins far and wide. So now it's going to tell us about a few different sharks. The blue sharks are common. They sure do get around. They cruise in deep waters of every continent except Antarctica. There's the blue shark. Greenland sharks are in no rush. They swim sluggishly through the frigid Antarctic Ocean and live longer than any other shark, sometimes more than 400 years. The silly sharks like warm water. Scientists even spotted these sharks along with hammerheads living in an underwater volcano. And the goblin sharks don't fear the dark, lurking in the lightless depths. They've been called the living fossils because they've changed so little since prehistoric times. Their heads are kind of funny shaped. Sharks have been around for 400 million years, since before the dinosaurs. Sharkosaurus. Imagine bumping into a prehistoric predator that could swallow a small boat as large as a submarine. The mighty megalodon was a supersized version of the great white. It preyed on dinosaurs and prowled the seas as recently as 1.5 million years ago before going extinct. Fossils of its once 1 foot long teeth, whoa, those are huge, have washed up on beaches around the world. This one is a mako shark. This is not the megalodon. It's just showing you a cool picture. But this is a tooth of the megalodon. 1 foot, that's as long as a ruler. That's the size of their teeth. There are more than 500 species of sharks. They come in all shapes, the hammerhead shark, and sizes. That's the whale shark. Whale sharks, like the one to the left, are the world's biggest fish, growing as large as a school bus. Let's dive deep and look at some other spectacular species. Like the basking sharks, they use their mega mouths to scoop up small creatures from the water. The pygmy sharks are among the teeniest sharks. They can fit in your hand. Swell sharks bend in a V shape and swallow seawater to swell up to twice their normal size. And the frilled sharks look a lot like eels, but they're definitely sharks. And then this one up here is called a saw shark. His nose part kind of looks like a saw. So they definitely come in all shapes and sizes. Sharks don't worry about losing their sharp teeth. They have thousands to spare. A shark's upper and lower jaws are stacked with rows of razor-sharp chompers, a lifetime supply. Some sharks have pointy teeth for grabbing. Others have jagged triangular teeth for ripping. If a tooth tumbles out, no problem. A new one shifts in from the row behind it to replace it. Sharks lose and replace as many as 2,000 teeth each year. There's the great white shark again, but you can see his pointy, triangular teeth. Those were for ripping. Sharks even have teeth on their skin. Why? To help them swim faster. So if you zoomed in on their skin would look like this. They have teeth-like scales. Don't we look sharp, he says. This one is a tasseled wobbegong shark. He even has a funny name. Sharks have senses that are more like superpowers. Imagine fumbling through the murky sea using just your eyesight. Sharks see their world in other amazing ways. Some species of sharks can detect a drop of blood in an Olympic-sized swimming pool, so just a tiny drop. Sensors along the shark's body read pressure changes in the water, such as from a flailing of a sick fish. So when the fish it moves the water and changes the pressure, and the sharks can feel that from a really long ways away. Shark heads are covered with tiny holes that detect the electrical signals given off by the muscles and brains of their prey. It says, I can sense your heartbeat. Wow. Sharks use all of these powers to hunt, and they'll eat almost anything. Itty-bitty shrimps, blubbery sea lions, turtles, crabs, seabirds. If it lives in or near the ocean, it's on the menu. The biggest sharks, the whale sharks, and basking sharks snack on tiny creatures called plankton. Great white sharks chase seals and sea lions. Hammerheads use their funny-shaped heads to hunt stingrays. Some sharks even chomp on other sharks. Sharks also scavenge dead and sick animals. Their anything-goes diet helps keep the ocean healthy and clean. Here's a few different sharks there. This one is the basking shark and the hammerhead shark. This one is called a salmon shark. He says, I'm on a seafood diet. I see food and I eat it. That's silly. There's a lemon shark. Sharks might seem scary, but most aren't dangerous to people. There's a Caribbean reef shark, and you can see the diver is right near it. Sharks hardly ever bite humans, and if they do, it's usually by accident. Don't be afraid of the water. You have little to fear from sharks. People aren't on the menu. Scientists think that shark attacks on humans, which are rare, are cases of mistaken identity. A shark sees a swimmer and confuses them for a tasty fish. When attacks do happen, one of these three fish are usually the culprit. Great white sharks. The most feared of the fish of the ocean, the mighty great white can grow to more than 20 feet long. These sharks are also famous for breaching, which is leaping out of the water as they ambush prey from below. There's the great white shark again. Or an attack might come from a bull shark. These stocky sharks are famous for their mean attitudes. They can swim in both salt and fresh water. Imagine jumping into a river and getting bumped by a bull shark. It's happened, but remember, not near us. Tiger sharks, sometimes called the garbage cans of the ocean. Tiger sharks will munch on anything that crosses their snouts. They don't care what it is, they eat it. Sharks are a very important part of our oceans. Since they're at the top of the food chain, they help to keep the balance of life in order. Humans must help protect sharks because they're kind of a big deal. There's a lemon shark again. Well, thanks for learning about sharks with me. Your journal for today comes from this story, so I hope you listened closely.